Welcome back to another video on Grand Cross. Today we're going to be doing a beginner's guide, pretty simple, just how to level up your characters, and we'll dig into some other stuff to basically just give you little nice tips to get you started and just to ease you into the game. The game is a big commitment. It's pretty much a full-time job, to be totally honest with you. The amount of farming and stuff you have to do for materials, because leveling up units, there is a lot of materials that go into them. And one of the things I'll be talking about today is the units in order to put their materials in, as you want to make sure you put them into the right people, because if you don't, it'll just be a massive waste, and quite a lot of units in this game are pretty shit. Luckily, the game does give you some really good units from the story, and first we will be talking about them units. So firstly, it's King. Easily top 5 best unit in the game. It still is on JP. Before we get into King, I'll quickly show you how you would level them up. So obviously, leveling up, enhancing them, you would get them from level 1 to level 50 using these here, which you can get from the special dungeon, which I'll show you after I've showed you how to do this. And then once you have leveled them to level 50, you would then click evolve, which would entail these books. Now for SSR to UR, it would be SSR pendants, which are quite rare in the game, to be totally honest, which is why you need to use them wisely. It would be 3 SSR pendants, 10 3-star books, 2 4-star books, and then 1 5-star book. And the best way to farm them again is in the SP dungeon. But then once you've evolved them, they would go from level 50 to level 1, and the max level would be level 60. And then again, just level them up using the materials here, and then you'd be able to limit break them from level 60 to 65 using materials from the raid as well as the pendants. So you need 15 pendants all in all to get them from level 50 to 80. So yeah, you need a lot of materials to get your units maxed out. Right, so next thing to talk about is Awakening. Now it's a really big part of the game, Awakening. Every unit has this feature from 1-star to 6-star. It's essential that you do awaken the characters that you are using to 6-star in order to get the most CP out of them, combat power if you want to call it that. And the way to awaken them is with these materials at the bottom here. Chalices, pretty easy to come by. You just basically do boss stages and they'll come to you naturally. And yeah, so first star you need 1-star Demon Blood Chalice, and then it goes to 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6-star. The way to get the 6-star is to go to King and trade 6 5-stars for 1 6-star. So getting the 6-star is a bit of a nightmare, but it'll come naturally to you over time as you're farming more and more. But anyways, the biggest thing about Awakening is these materials here. Now the best way to farm these is again the boss stages. If you're farming overnight to get the chalices and the Awakening materials as well as decent health gear, once your account's good enough to do that, I would recommend it. Or obviously if you need money, then you would farm the book stages, but we'll get to that later in the video. But what you do is, if you, for example, identify name tag, if you don't have enough of these, what you do is you just click on location. Once you have a knighthood, you'll be able to get it from the knighthood shop or the village material shop, and you'll be able to access that once you've raised the friendship level to level 3. And also this right here, the farming stage, which you'll also need to raise the friendship level to level 3 in the village required. And for example, this one is the first village. I would recommend leveling all the friendship ups to 5-star, doing all the daft little missions in the villages, because once you've 100% completed it, it takes about an hour or so to complete each village. It's 30 gems, it's a free multi, so I would farm them up and I would save them, because Lost Vein is around the corner. Or possibly a new Grand Festival King, which I definitely, which I'd definitely be summoning for if I was used. But anyways, now you go to the stage. If you have got the village 3-star, you go to the stage and you just get your best team. Obviously it won't be that good when you're just starting out, but you get your best team, you go to it and you click auto, as it will be easy enough on easy, exactly. Just auto farm it right around here, so you go there. Yes, use stamina pots if need be, or if you want to save on stamina, you can put how many times it will farm. So if you wanted to just do it 6 times and then see if you have enough afterwards, you can do that. And then on the stage, your rewards right here is what you're looking for, and you have a 6% chance of that dropping for each run you do. So it's pretty decent. It is, you know, a grind, but it's a very easy grind. It's just time consuming. That's the only thing about this game. It's very easy, just time consuming. But yeah, I like it because I like to collect and I like to max everything out. Just how I like to be. But yeah, name tag, you would farm it up and then you would go back to, I believe it was Armin, not Armin, it's Attack on Titan. What's his name? What is his name? Is it Armin? Arden. Oh, nearly. Been watching too much Attack on Titan lately. You go back, you have all the materials ready, and then you just click Awaken. And that would be your first start. And then you would just rinse and repeat for the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth. But like I say, the materials as you do on boss stages will come to you naturally, so you won't be farming as much later on in the game. But starting out, the farming is, yeah, just constant farming. Next thing about a unit is ultimate. So, but you want for decent SRs, because there are very good SRs in this game. Actually, I'll give you an example right now. You'll want to use this SR for the Red Demon raid, which I'll talk about in a different video. I'll do separate videos each day. This lad right here, he is an SR originally. You can await every unit, by the way, upgrades to a UR, but he started out as an SR. The reason that I did awaken this lad to a UR is because of freeze. Now Merlin, the Red Merlin has freeze, but not everyone will have Red Merlin because she's an SSR summon exclusive, whereas obviously SR is a lot more common. And this bad boy is perfect for guild boss because on a gold, freezes an enemy for 2 turns and then enemy takes an additional 200% of damage. So yeah, it just becomes a nuke once you hit an ultimate while the opponent is frozen. But also the Red Demon, he is vulnerable to freezing. So at the end of every turn, you just freeze him and you won't take any damage. It can take a while if you haven't got the best units, but you will get it done, obviously because you won't be getting hit and you'll be gnawing at his health ever so slowly. Hopefully you have decent units. Actually, a very, very, very decent unit for Red Demon, once you're a bit more comfortable in the game, is another SR Elizabeth Hawke. Now why she's so good is because when you have her partnered with a freeze character, whether it be Merlin or I forgot his name now, but the character who we were just on, what she does is increases basic stats by 10% at the start of the next turn if the hero doesn't take damage. So if the Red Demon's frozen, she'll constantly stack that 10%, it'll never end. She could have it plus 1000% if it took 1000 turns. Right, sorry about that, we're back now. Yeah, so what she does, she basically increases stats if she doesn't get hit, and when the Red Demon is frozen, she's not going to get hit, so by the third turn she's going to be hitting for a good 500k. And obviously with SR units being quite common, it is very easy to get them level 6 out of 6 on their ultimates, and yeah, with Ellie Hawk, her ultimate is 1050% of attack, so yeah, pretty decent unit right there. And she also does charge damage on her single target, which ignores defense, and for 500%. So she's a really hard hitter, to be totally honest with you. And she is a very good single target for people who are starting out and for people who are free to play. So yeah, there's a decent unit. Any more decent SRs who I can think of? Gilfunder, decent support. Where you at? He's an SR. He's a very decent support. He gives all allies increased attack by 60% for 3 turns. 6% obviously is a massive amount. So yeah, he's a very decent unit. And another important thing about getting characters 6 out of 6 is the character associations. So we'll go on to set team. Right, we'll get off this. So yeah, an example being Meliodas here. Because he's 6 out of 6, well no, we'll go to Gilfunder. Because he's 6 out of 6, increases the associated heroes stats by 10%. Stats increase by 1% per per ultimate level. So obviously 6 out of 6 it goes up to 10%. It starts off at 5, so the higher the better the stats increase. So yeah, you want to make sure you have your best SRs up to level 6 out of 6, and even your best URs you want to get them to at least, I'd say 4 out of 6 if you can. But anyways, moving on from that, we've talked about leveling up, we've talked about awakening, we've talked about limit breaking or evolving, we've also talked about what they're called, ultimates. Now let's talk about equipment. Do you know what, actually scrap that, we will save equipment for its own video, right? But what we will talk about is uniques. So every character has a unique, basically a passive skill that is guaranteed to trigger no matter what. Gilfunder's is PvP related, so you can have him at the back in PvP. Increases all allies' defense related stats by 30% in PvP, so he's pretty decent tank overall. He does help in PvP. He was quite common back when the game first came out at the back. But the way you do unlock these, they are locked at first, is once your character's combat power is over 16,000, you're able to then try and unlock it, and to unlock it you basically do a fight, and once you win that battle you unlock the unique level. But that's everything pretty much about units that I've talked about, aside from the closet. But again, cosmetics, they will be something for another video. Right, moving on, we will cut to the CP dungeon. Right, so CP dungeon, what you do is you click on the tavern screen, you click battles on the bottom right hand corner, and then you come to this screen, and what you'll find here is special dungeon. Right, there's an event going on. I actually do need to clear that stage, but video is priority at the moment. And what you find here is everything you need in order to enhance your characters. You have the special dungeon here, and this is the best way to get evolution pendants. The more you do it, the more the bar goes up. Once it hits past 100%, you unlock evolution pendant, then it goes back down to 0. You can also get enhanced materials, chests in order to sell for gold, as well as books in this one. And every time you do it, you have a chance of getting I believe you have a chance, oh shit lord, yeah, so you have a chance of getting an SSR pendant when you complete the stage, as well as SR and a rare pendant. But anyways, as a beginner you will only get this stage. However, when you complete it you get a rare pendant. Then the second stage you'll get an SR pendant guaranteed for a first clear, and then the final stage you get an SSR pendant, and it's the same for all of these. So if you complete these you get 3 SSR pendants, so that's pretty decent. And then here we have the enhanced material farming stage, that's infinite, where you need these balls here, and they come back every 8 hours. So once you have 5, I do recommend you doing all 5 at once. You have a high chance of getting the SR pendant. But anyways, bloody fun. With these, the book stages, obviously you need to farm these up in order to evolve your characters from level 50 to 60 and upwards. And you also can farm these overnight in order to sell for gold, because gold is very, scarce in this game. It's a fucking absolute nightmare to get gold, to be totally honest with you, if you don't do this. So yeah, overnight I just leave it on farm these book stages up, and then when I get up in the morning, I just go to my inventory and I sell them all in the inventory, and you get about 5 million overnight if you have about 8 hours sleep. And then you also have the gold stage to farm up the chests that you sell at the shop, and that will give you, uses these keys up here, which just like these builds up over time. The best way to sell these, you don't sell them in your inventory, you do not do that. Once you've reached past a certain point in the story, all shops will give an extra 20% to sold items. So if you sell an SR chest for 19,000, it will add 20% on top of that. So you want to sell all of your chests at shops throughout villages, in your guild, and yeah, I believe that's it, just villages in the guild. But you definitely want to use the shops to sell, don't sell them out your inventory. But that's everything in terms of these here. Right, so now we'll move on to boss battle. So boss battle is brilliant for farming up chalices, as well as awakening materials. And what you do with these is, you'll fight them, and you see this here, this goes up. This is after you reach a certain point in the story. I believe it's when you kill the red demon in the event with Ban, where Ban goes to get the Fountain of Youth from Elaine. Once you complete that bit, you'll get the raid boss. So yeah, you complete, every time you finish one of these, the deathmatch rate goes up, and once it hits 100%, it can fly up. It usually takes you about 20%, and then after that it will fly up to 100%, and it unlocks a deathmatch. And in these deathmatches, you will collect limit break materials in order to get your character from level 60 to level 80. And let's have a look here. So Merlin's at level 70 at the moment. If I wanted to get a level 75, I need there's three stages. There's a red demon, a grey demon, and a crimson demon. The crimson demon is the hardest, and that gives you these ears here. Demonic Beast Howlix ears is called Demonic Beast Howlix on global. It's just crimson on JP, which I prefer. You need 20 of these, and then you need 20 horns from the red demon. And that, again, that's a pretty easy one. I'll do a showcase, well, not a showcase, I'll do a video just walking you through each raid on a later date. But yeah, you need these materials in order to limit break. Again, they're not hard to come by, you farm them up. You do at least 6 a day. With the boss battles, there's 6 boss battle stages, which unlocks the raid 6 times. You can get invitations from other people to do it. So if you know someone who's playing and they're already ahead, you can ask them to invite you to a raid, or you can invite them to a raid and they can carry you through it if needs be. And then once you've leveled up your characters and you're more comfortable doing the raids, you can do it by yourself, possibly at one point as well. But yeah, so they're the materials needed a limit break from level 70 to level 75 and onwards. Well, 60 to 65 and onwards. Last thing actually, affinity. So food, cooking's a massive thing in this game actually. What it gives you buffs at the start of matches, so an extra 10% HP for all allies is a pretty decent buff, to be totally honest with you. But what you would use, you can farm it up. Done it again. You can farm it up. Not them, sorry. You can farm up the ingredients at any of these farming stages, and you can go to the tavern and you can cook with Ban. You farm up the food, and then you can just get the affinity all the way at the top, and what it does, it gives you a cosmetic. But like I said, I will talk about cosmetics at a later date. These things right here, they basically just give you extra buffs, your stats, extra upgrades, and they help you build your CC. But yeah, I believe that is everything for awakening your characters, leveling them up. Yeah, just go back through the video if there's certain steps that you want more detail on. Leave a comment if I've missed anything out that you want to know about. Equipment will be a video of itself. as well as boss battles and raids. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate all. If you leave a like and subscribe, much appreciated.